Hi guys, Brianna here, and this is the exciting one. This is my favorite books of 2017. Oh my gosh, and these are not all the 4 and 5 star books that I read. These are just all the books that I need to talk about and fill in a video that's a reasonable amount of time. Oh my gosh, I think I have like 12 books on this list, and again, these are not all of my biggest star reviewed. These are just books that I have to talk about in one video because I love them that much. So, let's see. The first book, oh, my heart breaks just like thinking about it, is A Little Life by Hanya Yanagihara. I read this with my friend Zena, and we just both loved this book. 5 stars. Oh my god, it breaks your heart constantly. You're reading it and you're broken from page 1 until the absolute end. I don't think in a long time that I've had a book that made me feel so sad afterwards. But it's so good. It's absolutely good. The characters are so wonderful, fleshed out. You know, they're not all white, they're not all straight, and it's absolutely fascinating. It had so many elements of just great writing, great characters. I did a video review of the book, which if I remember, I'll link down below, where I go into way more detail about it. But oh my god, I love this book. I don't know if I could ever bring myself to reread it. And they're making a movie? A TV show? I think a movie. I don't know if I can watch it. I'm already, like, just the concept of revisiting the book itself is painful to me. Like, it's that painful. I don't want to revisit this sad story. Oh my, like, I don't think I could physically bring myself to reread this book, but it's absolutely phenomenal. So if you haven't read it yet, emotionally prepare yourself and go read it. It's so good. Oh my god, so good. Next is The Wonder by Emma Donoghue. I have read about 4 Emma Donoghue books now. Let's see, Room, The Wonder, Slammerkin, and maybe I've read 3 then. I wonder if I'm missing one. But so good. Oh my god, this book was amazing. It's short. I read it so quickly. This nurse in Ireland, I don't remember where it takes place, but she is sent to this household because a miracle has happened. It's wondrous. This girl has not eaten for like 2 weeks, and they're saying it's a miracle. So she's been sent to confirm and verify. Her and this other nurse who's older, or this other lady of the church who's older, are supposed to watch this little girl around the clock. She's like 9 or 11 or something. Watch her around the clock to prove whether this is really divine, like a divine thing from God, or what, or if it's a hoax. And oh my god, there's like it's part mystery, it's part everything, the outcome, the ending, I just loved this book the entire time I was reading it. It was so good, and I absolutely love Emma Donoghue. I cannot wait to read, I think there's still Frog music by her, and maybe one other that I need to read, and I own Frog music actually, and I cannot wait to get to the rest of her stuff because everything she writes is so different, but so good. You know, you don't get that whiplash. You still feel like this had the touch of her writing and her story building and creating in it, and it was just absolutely amazing. Again, it's a short book, so I don't want to give a lot away. I mean, the synopsis, and it moves pretty quickly, and just the reveal about certain things, and it was really good. I think if you're interested in reading Emma Donoghue, I would suggest starting with The Wonder, not only for its nicely short, small size, but also because it's absolutely phenomenal, and I think it'll make you want to read more stuff by her. Let's see, next is Elias Grace by Margaret Atwood. Now, if you saw my most disappointing books video, I put The Handmaid's Tale as disappointing, but I did not want to give up on Margaret Atwood. I like to give authors 2 chances, and I did already own 2 other books by her. I have The Blind Assassin, and I have Elias Grace. And this, oh my gosh, this book is amazing too. Oh my gosh. So, let's see if I can, yeah. So, if you don't know what this book's about, she, in 1843, is convicted of... Grace Marks has been convicted for her involvement in the vicious murders of her employer and his housekeeper and mistress. Some believe Grace is innocent, others think she's evil or insane. She's now serving a life sentence, and she claims to have no memory of the events. An up-and-coming expert in the field of mental illness is engaged by a group of reformers and spiritualists who seek a pardon for Grace. He listens to her story while bringing her closer and closer to the day she cannot remember. What will he find in attempting to unlock her memories? Now, I first listened to this, and then when I finished it, I bought a copy. And I cannot even begin to explain how good this book is. Oh my god. So, he, like, hypnotizes her and tries to do other things to bring about these memories. And it's just, like, it's another mystery that you're just, like, you don't see certain things coming. It's done in such a unique way, and it's one of those things where you just... At the end, you're like, what do I believe? But you feel for Grace, and even the doctor is quite fascinating, and it's just, it's so good. Oh my god, it's so good. I don't want to give more away, but it's really, really good. Just everything about it, her thought process, the story of what happened, the events where he hypnotizes her, you know, and she's kind of seen as this odd commodity. Even though she's on death row, she's seen as this commodity, like sideshow attraction to the rich people in town, and it's absolutely fascinating, and it's so good. Oh my gosh, please read that book. If you're starting with Atwood, I recommend Elias Grace first. Next we have The Death of Eamon Lynch by Leo Tolstoy, which is literally just about Eamon Lynch. He dies, and his friends and first bit's just about his death, and then the rest is just about the friends and family around him and coworkers around him and them talking about him. That's it. And it's phenomenal. Again, I cannot stress enough why I love Russian literature. They can take the ordinary and make it fascinating. I am never... When a story... I don't even know how to explain, but it's literally this big. It's a very short story, and I loved it. Oh my gosh, it was so good. And I think I gave it 4 stars. It's just fascinating, and that's literally all it is. I really couldn't tell you any more about it, because there's really nothing more than that, but it's just amazing and fascinating, and if you're trying to start Tolstoy or Russian literature, I would recommend this one, because it's tiny. So then you can really see the power of their abilities. Next, I read Invisible Monsters by Jack Palahniuk. He wrote Fight Club. I first heard of this book because there's a Panic at the Disco song called Time to Dance that's literally about this book, or it was inspired by this book. And this prima donna beauty queen is driving, and she gets shot, and her jaw gets blown off. And her story is just her finding her way through this and going on an adventure. So her brother disappeared, and like, I'm trying to tell you the story, but literally the summary doesn't tell you. Like, it goes not where you're thinking it's gonna go, and it's absolutely amazing. It looks at gender, it looks at beauty, it's funny. I know it doesn't sound like it would be funny, but it is. And I listened to this on audio, which I would recommend. It was just amazing. I found myself cracking up. Deals with gender, like audio queerness, and it's just crazy. It's a crazy wild ride. I gave it 5 stars. I love this book. I absolutely love this book. I need to read more Palahniuk. I read a short story collection by him called Haunted, which I didn't love, but thought was okay. But I do want to try and read one more book by him to see it 100% how I feel about his writing, because this one was just phenomenal. And again, I really couldn't say any more without giving anything away. And even if I said it, you know, I don't mind giving spoilers, but even if I said it, it wouldn't even grasp. You would be like, how did you get from A to T? And I'd be like, I don't have time to explain it to you. But it was so good. Oh my gosh, if anyone says they like him, I'm gonna be like, please tell me, have you read this book? Because it's phenomenal. And I do think audio, the way certain things are said, things, I do think the audiobook is just amazing. It does a fantastic job. So if you like audiobooks, I would recommend doing it that way. Next we have Mystic River by Dennis Lehane. It's funny because I mentioned a couple times to people in real life that I read this book and they're like, oh, all I can think of is that movie, and I didn't really like it. I've never seen the movie, don't have any interest in seeing the movie, because this book is told from characters' perspectives, and I truly believe you cannot get these perspectives from the screen. You really cannot. You cannot get the thought processes, the feelings, the emotions, the connection to family. You truly cannot get that through there. And this is about the death of a boy. Oh my god, and just the mystery itself, the reveal, who did it, the characters, the family loyalty and ties, and the sacrifices, it just blew me away. Dennis Lehane is amazing. Absolutely amazing. 5 stars, this book for me. I also read Shutter Island, which I'd seen the movie of, and the book is literally a carbon copy of the movie. I've never come across such a faithful and perfect book-to-movie adaptation in my life. It's amazing. There's one tiny couple lines and scenes that aren't in the movie that I think they did great to not include the movie, because I was like, really? But it's literally a carbon copy, but I still enjoyed it so much. I've seen the movie like 3 times now, and reading the book, even though it was like almost like reading a script, I guess you could say, because it was that close, I loved it. 5 stars again. Dennis Lehane is just absolutely amazing. Unfortunately, I've heard his most recent book, which is new, is not that good, which, I'll probably bring myself around to read it someday, or at some point, because that's really a bummer to hear, but I definitely want to read his other stuff. I think there's one more novel he has that I haven't read, but maybe that's the new one. I don't remember. But Mystic River, and you guys know I'm so picky about mysteries, but when I come across a good mystery, I could talk about it for days, and I could talk about Mystic River for days. It's absolutely fascinating. The dynamics, oh my god, it was just so good. It was so good. Again, you switch from people's perspective, and it just adds to it, and it's just so real. You really feel, and at the end you're just feeling like about so many things. I was like, oh my god, so good. Read it. And read Shutter Island. War of the Worlds by H.G. Wells. I also listened to this on audio, and this was just really good. I'm so picky about my science fiction, and the only memory I had of War of the Worlds was that Tom Cruise movie when I was a kid, and I didn't know it was a classic until I was an adult, obviously, and I listened to it, and it was just so good. The descriptions I thought were terrifying. Like, I'm not really one that thinks aliens or invasions are scary, although now I've read and watched enough stuff that I'm like, but the descriptions, they're not necessarily terrifying on their own, but when you imagine these beings being here and dropping and what this guy's going through, if you really transport yourself there, which you can through listening to this, it's terrifying and absolutely phenomenal. I think I gave it 4 stars. Definitely, if you haven't listened to or read this classic, I would recommend. Then I read a short story collection by Stephen King, Night Shift, which was just absolutely phenomenal. Like, you guys know I'm going through all of his works. And this is one of the short story collections. I read this collection so fast, and it's thick. It's like this thick paperback. It was just so good. Oh my god. And again, I don't think machine stories are creepy or scary, but there's one machine story that terrified me. This one also had Children of the Corn, which I didn't know Stephen King wrote. I know, I'm dumb, whatever. But, which was just okay. That wasn't really my favorite at all. There's 20 stories at all. Oh my god, there's the Lawnmower Man story, where this guy orders a lawnmower service, and this guy comes to him and to the door, takes off his clothes, and literally eats the grass, which sounds like one of those like funny cartoonish type things. It was absolutely revolting and scary. Like, Stephen King, oh my god, I could not talk enough about him. He takes things that are ordinary or that you think wouldn't be scary, and you're just terrified. You're absolutely terrified the entire time. Like, I felt sick. Like, and I don't know how he does it. He just does it. Like, I'm just making sure this is plugged. Yeah, he's brilliant. Like, there was maybe 3 that I didn't care for out of 20, which is really good. The Boogeyman, oh my god, that one was scary. Quitters Inc., oh my god, The Ledge, Graveyard Shift, Battleground, The Last Rung on the Ladder, literally fascinating. I could definitely see myself rereading this book a couple years down the road, and I don't like rereading stuff so normally, so good. If you're looking for a short story collection, if you like horror, if you like Stephen King, or just any of those things, this collection you should read. Next I have The Angel Maker by Stefan Breege. So good. This man moves to town, and it takes place a while ago. It's not modern. Don't remember when, in some other country, don't remember where. And this doctor moves in. He grew up there, and he moves back into the small town, and he brings with him his 3 boys. But there's something really strange and unusual about these boys. And and he hires someone in town to take care of them, and everyone wants to know about them, and and what's going on, and all this stuff. It's part mystery, it's part introspective, it's part scientific, it's part philosophical, and the editing is just amazing. The main guy himself, the dad, is fascinating, and it just brings up all these questions, and I couldn't put this book down. It was so good, and a book that I think a lot of people may not have heard of, and so I think it's a really great one to give a shot, but it was just fascinating, so fascinating to me. 5 out of 5 stars, and I think this is a book that I'll be thinking about for a long time, because I definitely was when I finished it. And a good story, a good, like I said, a mystery, a couple mysteries. At some point you're feeling the tension, and it's like, what's gonna happen, and you're just like flipping through, and it's just so good for multiple reasons. When She Woke by Hilary Jordan. Now, I was disappointed by The Handmaid's Tale, but I read When She Woke by Hilary Jordan, which is about a society, a dystopian society, where your crimes are, when you commit a certain crime, you get pigment implantation or whatever to change your skin color, and abortion is also seen as being illegal, and so it's classified as murder, which makes you red if you're a murderer, and then you get sent to this convict place. So this girl has an affair with an older man, a man of the church, and she gets painted red, but she refuses to give up the father's name. Now, normally, I would roll my eyes at this because I think cheating is whack, and I think the whole situation is whack with the relationship, but I loved this book. 5 out of 5 stars. Her journey, I even came to like the guy, which never happens. Never. I literally rolled my eyes so hard at that point in the book, but I mean, the way this book is written, the characters, everything about it is amazing, and I feel like it's like a mixture of The Handmaid's Tale and Scarlet Letter, and I feel like this was way better than The Handmaid's Tale. Like, a million times better than The Handmaid's Tale. I was really disappointed by The Handmaid's Tale, actually, so this book was just amazing. Please read it. If you like adaptations, if you like dystopian novels, so good. Like, this was so good from beginning to end. I read this book, again, very fast, very quickly. The ending I loved, the resolution with her and the guy, just everything about, and the society, they explained enough that you understood it, but it is very much about her and her story and her journey and her friends, and I just loved it. I wish I'd read it sooner. Oh my gosh. It was just so well done. Oh my gosh. It was just excellent. Please read it. Next, I read The Phantom of the Opera by Gaston Leroux. And now, you guys all know how I feel about French literature. Don't like it. Can't find anything that I think is good. This, I loved. This was phenomenal. 4 out of 4 stars. I knew it was a classic. Growing up, I knew someone I had a classmate that was obsessed with Phantom of the Opera, and just, like, but I didn't know anything about it. I literally, all I knew was, like, you know, you see the mask, and he's in the opera. He haunts the opera house. That's all I knew. This was fascinating. And it was fascinating for multiple reasons. The characters, the setting, the scenery, but then you get into how he actually is able to pop up around the theater, and the history of that, and where the character got that from. He got it from another country, and then there's, like, there's the foreigner, I think, is he Indian or something, but the guy's history, the guy's past, the way he feels about things, the main lady, it was a cool mystery with really cool puzzles, and, like, it is a puzzle, the way that he does it, and the way that the characters have to find their way. It almost kind of felt too like a fable, and it was just brilliant. It was really, I loved this book. I read it when we were in Germany, and I just thought it was so good. I was taking it with me everywhere. It was just amazing. So good. Oh my god. Like, I was not expecting to enjoy it or love it this much. I thought it was just gonna be some boring ass romance, to be honest. But it was so good. Oh my gosh, it was so good. I would definitely recommend it. And again, it's a pretty short book. Well, it's like 280. It's like around 300 pages. I would definitely recommend it. Oh my gosh. I don't think I feel like seeing an adaptation or any music, like, or anything about it. I think it's just very good as a book. So, yeah. Confessions by Kanai Minato. Oh my god, this is one of those short stories where you're told different perspectives. So, the summary, her classmate, or her students killed her daughter. Now she's gonna get her revenge, is the summary. And oh my god, you get her perspective, you get these various classmates' perspective. It's a mystery. All the stories are like interlocked. It's a reveal story, so I shouldn't say a mystery, but what you find out about each one of these characters, oh my god, it's so good. It was so good. I love when short stories connect like this, and doing it in this way, I think I read this book in one day. It was so good. It was oh my god, everyone was just fascinating. Like, I could not. Every chapter you found out more and more about a person, and it was just fascinating. Like, I know I keep saying that word, but it was just so good. It was so good. Like, I could definitely, I don't know if I'd reread it, but because this is the experience of reading it the first time. I was trying to find it on here, but oh well. It was so good. So again, Confessions by Kanai Minato. Absolutely fantastic. Read it. It's so good. It's, if you like short stories that connect, if you like mysteries, if you like a little bit of horror, if you like psychological thrillers, you know, the introspection and good character studies, good character writing, super recommend. Lock In by John Scalzi. I'm so picky about my science fiction, but this book was absolutely fantastic. It just dealt with, like, just a fascinating concept. Like, a disease goes around, even the president has it, which of course funds big research in it, kind of like with polio. And then you're able to use machines, your bodies are able to use machines, and coinciding with that, I read The Brain That Changes Itself by Norman Doidge, and it's about neurons and how we can trick our bodies, or, you know, our limbs into moving if they've been paralyzed, how those connections are cut off, how we can actually use machines, or use other machines based on rerouting our neural pathways. And that's, you know, another book on my favorites list that got 4 out of 5 stars. It's a nonfiction science book. And that concept, and literally reading those so close to each other, was fascinating. The characters are not white, there's no romance, well, not full white, and there's no romance, and it's scientific, it's fascinating, it's a mystery. So good. I don't think I'll read the sequel because I'm not that into sequels, but as a standalone, if you like science fiction, please read this book. It's so good. As someone who's so picky about their science fiction, it was phenomenal. Someone has been using the thweeps, which have been, so someone else, you use a real person's body to move around in the world, and yeah, it's really complex, but someone has been using them to kill other people, and it's like, how's that possible? Like, someone must be hacking or something, and it's fun. It's fun, and so good, and I love the characters. Please read it. So, the second one was The Brain That Changed Itself. I explained this about neural pathways, all this stuff. I won't go into detail because I don't really know what else to talk about it because it's not fictional. And then finally, Idle Threats, and the second book, Idle Fears by Stephanie Gale, which is about a gay cop who moves to a town named Idle and is the police chief, and it's set in the 80s, and it's so good. Again, the characters are just so fleshed out. You know, you talk about gay issues, black issues, then you have the mysteries on top of that, which are so good and so fascinating. And the characters that you meet, the everyday people on the police force, along with the characters involved in the death of the kids or the disappearance of the kids, and so good. I just found out that the second one that I read came out this year, which means the third won't come out for like another 2 years. But please read it. It's so good. If you like mysteries, they're short, they're very, well, not short, but they're very quick reads. And they're so good. They're just so good. Oh, all these books that I talked about in this video are so good, and I feel so lucky that I was able to read them. just absolutely fascinating. Oh gosh, that's the end of my very long list and my very long video. So I need to cut it off. But please let me know if you love these books as much as I did and what you thought about them were. It feels so good to talk about the books that you love. So yeah, again, thank you for watching. If you stayed through this whole thing, let me know if you didn't like these books too, because that's interesting as well. I hope you guys have a great holiday, and I hope you have a great New Year's, and I will see you guys next time.